Hey everybody, so I've just taken delivery of my new Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3, which I got direct from the Lenovo website. I saw a deal on Hot UK Deals. It was under £300 and it's a really good deal. It's got a Ryzen 5 processor in it and it's ultra thin. An amazing machine. It looks absolutely fantastic. But one of the reasons it was so cheap is because I opted for the do not include Windows version. So basically it's turned up and it's not got Windows on it. So I need to install Windows, but the issue here is that because it's an ultra thin laptop, it also doesn't have a CD drive. So I can't just pop a CD in. I'm going to have to download it and install it using the USB drive. So I thought I'd do a video of this because I've seen that there's a lot of people that have bought this laptop, and I thought a video might come in useful for some people to help them get Windows installed. So first of all, what you need is you're going to need a laptop that's currently running Windows, a laptop or a PC, of course, that's running Windows and has an internet connection. And you're also going to need a USB pen drive, minimum 8 gig. So you can use any size larger than 8 gig. So I've got mine, which is 16 gig, but anything that's 8 or above will do the trick. So as you can see here, mine is 14.5 gig. It's the E drive. It's got some stuff on it at the moment, but I don't really need that stuff, so I'm happy to delete it. So just make sure you use a pen drive that's got nothing on it, or you back up the things that are on it first, because you will lose it. So we're going to go over to Google and we're going to search for the Windows 10 USB tool. And the first result is the download Windows 10 disk image ISO file, which is the one we want, which is on the Microsoft website. So we'll click that. And then on here we want to click the download the tool, because that's what we need to install Windows. So click download tool now. And then just save that exe anywhere. It's only a small exe. It doesn't actually include the Windows files in it. It's just a small exe that will start off the creation of the USB tool. So that'll take a few seconds to download, and once that is done, just click it and that will launch the application. So this is getting things ready for us. This will take a moment. So first of all, we need to just accept the license terms. So click accept at the bottom right hand corner, and then it's just going to carry on doing its thing for a minute. Okay, so it's saying, do we want to upgrade this PC or create an installation media? So we want to create installation media, which is going to be the USB flash drive. So just tick the bottom checkbox and then click next. And then it's coming up with some recommended settings. So these recommended settings are based on the PC that you are currently using. So if they are anything different to what you can see on my screen, you want to untick the box and change it to match what's on my screen, because we're installing it using the United Kingdom language. It's Windows 10, but the architecture is 64-bit, so make sure that that says 64-bit. And then once you're happy with it, just click next. And then it's saying, do you want to create a USB flash drive or an ISO file? So we need the USB flash drive version. And then on the next screen, you can see a list of your USB flash drives. Mine is the E drive, so I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to click next. And now it's going to download Windows 10. So I'll pause the video here, but this will take some time. Okay, so I left that downloading for, it didn't actually take that as long as I thought it would. It would probably only took about 20 minutes or so, and that is ready now. So I'm just going to click finish on the tool. Okay, it's cleaning up before it closes, so that's just deleting any temporary files that it downloaded. So that is now done. So if I go back to this PC, I can see the E drive has now got 10 gig free, so it's used probably about 5 gig. And if we look at that, you can see the Windows files in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do right click, eject on that, and that allows me to take it out safely. And then we can now get this installed on the new laptop. So here we have the Lenovo laptop. I've got my USB drive in here with Windows on it. I've got my wireless mouse in it, and it's also got a power cable in it. Now what we need to do is we need to change it so it detects that it should boot from USB. So as soon as I turn it on, I'm going to be pressing the F2 button up here. So we'll turn it on and we'll press F2. Just press it every second or so just to make sure we catch it. And that'll take us to the BIOS. And here we go. So this is the where you configure the boot order, and what that means is, should I boot from hard drive first or should I boot from USB first? So if we go to boot, so you just use the left and right buttons here, cursor keys, and we want to go to the boot there. You can see it says boot. I'll just move a bit closer. Boot and which is a bit further down. So you've got Windows Boot Manager, and then you've got, that looks like the hard drive, and then you've got the USB here. So what we want to do is we need to move that up. As you can see on the right hand side, it says press F5 to move it down the list and press F6 to move it up the list. So I'm going to press F6, and that moves the USB drive to the top. So SanDisk Cruiser Blade is the make of my USB drive. So use F5 and F6 to move it up and down. But what you want is, you want USB first, and then you can leave second as Windows Boot Manager and third as the hard drive. And then we need to save and exit, which if we look down here, F10 is save and exit. So we'll press F10 and it says, do you want to save it? Yes. So we'll press enter. And now hopefully we should boot straight from the USB drive, which is going to load the Windows installation. Let's see what happens this time. Well, it's taken a little longer than it did before, which is probably a good sign. We've now got a spinning wheel. There we go. So this is the Windows installation. So we'll go through this. My wireless mouse is working, which is fantastic. So language to install, English United Kingdom. Yeah, we're happy with all of that. We'll click next. And then we've got an install now. So we'll click that and see what happens. Right, so it's asking for a key. I don't have a key at the moment. I'm going to get one off eBay at some point, so I'm just going to click I don't have a product key. You don't actually need to enter the key now. You can do it later, so don't worry about it if you've not had a chance to buy it. And I think I'm going to go with Pro. There isn't really much of a difference between going Home and Pro, but with Pro you get a few extra features which I may use. I mean, I'm working IT. I'm a software developer, so obviously I would like all the extra features, but to be honest, you don't need them. It's things like virtual PC, remote desktop, and there's some data security on there as well. But I'll go with Pro because there's probably not a lot of price difference. But if you're just a standard user, Home is going to be more than sufficient. So I'll go Windows 10 Pro. But bear in mind, whatever you pick here, you need to buy the key for. So I'm going to click next. Obviously, if you've already put a key in, it'll detect what version you've got. Let's accept the terms next, and then it says upgrade or custom install advanced. So I'm going to go with custom install Windows only, install Windows only advanced. Right, so it's asking us where we want to install Windows. We've got one partition and one unallocated space. I'm not sure what that partition is. I'm not going to delete it, but I'll go onto here and I'm going to create a new partition. So I've just clicked to create a new partition, and it's come up with an error saying cannot be installed on the disk because the disk has an MBR partition table. On EFI systems, Windows can only be installed to GPT. So what we need to do is we need to press Shift and F10 on our keyboard. You may need to press Function as well, because sometimes you need to press Function and F10 because that allows the function side of it. The F stands for function, but if it doesn't work, press Function and F10. So Shift Function Fn, which is down here. So you've got Shift, you've got Fn, and then the F10 key at the same time. And that'll load up your little DOS screen here. Okay, and then we're just going to type DiskPart. Okay, and that's brought up this little DiskPart prompt here. So once we have DiskPart running, what we need to do is we can type list disk, and that'll show us a list of the disks that we have. So as you can see, disk 0 is 238 gig, which is the one we're looking at. Disk 1, which is the 14 gig, will be my pen drive, so we don't want to touch that. So we're going to go with disk 0. So we do select disk 0, and that's saying it's now the selected disk. And then we're going to type clean. Okay, so now we just need to do convert GPT, and that's going to convert it to the GPT. There we go. It's convert it to GPT format. So we're all done here, so just tap exit, and that will exit DiskPart, and then we can close that window now. And if we go back to our installation, we've still got 237 gig unallocated space. We'll click new. We've got maximum size there, and we'll click apply. And then it's just saying it might create additional partitions for the system files. Okay, and there we go. So we've now got a new partition 3, which is 238 gig. And we're going to install Windows to that because that is our hard drive. So select that and click next. It's saying it's not in the recommended order. Do we want to proceed anyway? I've never seen that error before, but I'm going to go for it. Okay, what's the worst that can happen? So now it's going to copy over the Windows installations files. This may take a little bit of time, so I'm going to pause the video here and come back to it. Okay, so the laptop's just rebooted. We're going to see where it takes us next. So yeah, it looks like it's moving on. It's come to a nice blue screen. Looks like a possible Windows. It looks like it could be nearly there. I think it's, there we go, right. So it's asking us to select a region, so United Kingdom. Yep. Keyboard, United Kingdom, yeah, we'll go with that. It says do you want to add a second one? Not really, no. And then at this point it's going to connect us to a network, so I'm going to, it looks like the Wi-Fi drivers are working fine, so I'm going to select my wireless network and put the key in there. Click next on that. Plus there was talk of needing Wi-Fi drivers, but it looks like the standard drivers are built in, seem to be working. Yeah, there we go. So we're on a network. We'll click next. And now apparently it has something important setting up to do. So we'll come back to this in a few moments. So it's asking us how we want to set it up. Is it for personal or is it organization? So I'm going to go with personal on there. And then we can sign in with our, if you've got a Hotmail account, we can sign in with that, which is what I'm going to do. And what that does is if you've got any other devices that you've used that email address with, then it will sync like your OneDrive and other things and any applications that you've purchased through the Microsoft Store. It'll sync them all to this device. So I generally always sign in with my Hotmail. You don't need to. And then it's saying do we want to create a PIN, and the PIN is just a code that will allow you to sign in a lot quicker. I'll just go with a standard 4-digit code, and it just saves typing your password each time. Also, it's got a webcam built in, so hopefully Windows Hello will work, which is the face recognition. So you can just put your face in front of it and it will automatically log you in. So if you're interested in that, just click start, type hello, and just load the Windows Hello screen, and it'll talk you through that. So do we want to use speech recognition? Why not? Location based, yeah, we'll go for this. A lot of people don't enable a lot of these things because of security, but I'm not too bothered. We'll click no on that one. Yeah, we'll diagnostic data. Yeah, we'll click no on that one. There we go. So now this is the activity history. So what you can do is it will, if you've signed in, it will put your activity history across different devices. So you know, if you've got another laptop where you sign in with your Hotmail address, it will put the activity across both of them. We'll go yes on that one. All of these obviously you can change to whatever you think. You don't need to click what I've clicked. I'm not going to do that at the moment. Cortana, I don't generally use Cortana for much, which is the built-in voice recognition. It's like Alexa but on Windows. And that's it. So now it's getting everything ready for us. So any minute now we should see the Windows screen. So I'll just pause it here. And there we go. We now have Windows installed and up and running. So I hope this video was useful to somebody. We had the issue with the partition. I've never seen that before, but a quick Google tells us what the issue was. So we've got Windows up and running. Hope it was useful, and enjoy your new laptops. Thanks.